Good morning and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Deborah. Last night I had somebody message me that moved away from where I live, and she was interested in starting to do her own nails. She used to in the past, but now it's kind of, this video is more of a refresher for her, especially now things have changed since probably when she very first started doing it. So I just have everything out that I'm going to be using for my video today. Well, at least some things I'm going to be like obviously not using 3 brushes, but or this small dampen dish. But to start with, monomer. I normally use Kiara Sky or Mia Secret or Glam and Glitz. But I recently went to my local nail supply store and I seen this. It's MMA free, non-yellowing, and primerless. I am still going to be using a primer. However, I do want to check out to see if it's like non-yellowing. It's also odorless. So I'm just curious on how that works because the one that we had in school sucked. I have used it already once. I have not used it on any of my other clients, but I have used it on myself to kind of test it out to see how I like it first. But I do use these monomer drops. It's cherry smell. I just add it to my liquid, just a couple of drops. I mean, you could still smell the monomer smell in the monomer, but I mean, you could smell the cherry at least in it. The smell doesn't really bother me, but I know when my husband walks into my shop, he's like, I gotta get out of here. So it does kind of help with it, but I think when you're already sitting in here in the smell, you don't even realize that it smells like that bad. Or my husband could just be dramatic because he's a guy. Second thing, so a dampen dish. I put this one in there just because this is more beginner friendly. I have a bigger one. It looks gross right now because my daughter knocked my whole entire tray down and my polymer mixed with my monomer, and it's just gunky right now. I have to actually get a big thing of acetone and put it in a ginormous bowl and soak it to clean it at this point. So next is just some nail tips. There's a whole bunch of different sizes, varieties, shapes nowadays. And then glue. I normally cut these to size, but I have been getting better with trying to get shorter sizes so that way I'm not wasting a whole nail tip for people that actually do like long nails. I'm going to put this back over here because I'm not going to be using tips today. Glue. I get like 3 or 5 second time because I don't want to be fussing with it. Once it's on, it's on. Unless it's completely crooked, then you have to soak it off and all that good stuff. What's next? So you're gonna need acrylic. This is just something to show you right quick. This is from my local supply store. And then you're gonna need a primer. I use the Young Nails. This one you don't really need to have the dehydrator. I mean, no primer really needs a dehydrator, but first you got to learn how to prep your nails and dehydrate it with like alcohol before, you got to do a practice trial and error and see what suits you. But me now, since I can dehydrate the nails without using dehydrator, I just go straight for the primer. You're gonna need a cuticle pusher, buffer, scrubber. I use this. I spray my alcohol onto the nail and then I go down with it to dust all the dust off. You're gonna need a top coat. Doesn't matter which top coat, whatever one you like, your favorite. I also have Model 1's top coat. This is a matte one. This is a top coat one. but I went to my local supply store and I was like, I'm gonna try this. So I'm playing with things now. I'm going out of my usual routine to kind of see what I like and what I don't like, because I do try to stick to just one line of product. Sanding bands. So the ones that have the round tops right here and right here, these are safety bits. That way it's less likely that you're going to hurt yourself or your client, and it's going to help you gain control of your motion of the drill without hurting yourself. This one right here is a coarse bit, and this one right here is an extra fine bit. This bit and this bit are the same. It's the same coarse. They're both blue. This one's just safety, this one's not safety. Okay, so this one and this one are the same. This one's safety, this one's not safety. The yellow part came off on this one, but if you look up at the top, if I can get a clear view of it, it says XF, so that's extra fine. This is what you're going to use to seal your cuticle and to smooth up the top. If you do a nice smooth job, if you do a nice smooth job by smoothing out the nail, you don't necessarily even need a buffer. But for right now, to get all the bumps and lumps and everything out, you're going to want to use the fine and the rough grit. I can't remember. I think it's like 180, 100 or something like that. And then this one you can use on the natural nail bed. This is what I use to get off the dry skin off the natural nail. This one is used for the natural shine. So this one you just use to lightly buff. You're using a light hand on the natural nail to remove the natural shine. You don't want to go in deep because you're going to be thinning down the nail bed, and we don't want that. Your fingers will actually get sore, and yeah. But I mean, don't feel too bad on yourself if you accidentally like hurt yourself. I mean, you're learning. It's gonna happen, but your nail is gonna still be okay. Just don't overdo it on it like continuously. Nail brushes, you want to invest in a nice nail brush. These are Kolinsky brushes. Kolinsky does not clump up your brush as much as like a synthetic one. I tried a synthetic one myself, and I personally was not a freaking fan. It was really hard to work with. So if you go to Sally's and buy one of those brushes, you're more than likely not going to get a nice result as you are going to when you go to your local supply store or on Amazon. But when you search in Amazon, you want to look for 100% Kolinsky. So this is a 16. I want to say this one might be a 16. If I'm wrong, I will put it inside my video as a correction. And then this is a 14. And when you're done using your brushes, you want to re-dip it down into your monomer and get all the stuff out. Because you don't want your brush to stay dirty or anything like that. This brush probably actually should be cleaned a little bit, which I'll do now. This is just acetone. Squish it around in there. Get a lint-free paper towel. Lint-free paper towels is the best for you. This is from the car area section in Walmart. I like these ones because I feel like it absorbs more than the Viva ones. So I prefer these ones. So I'm just soaking my brush in here. This is what you're gonna do when you very first get your brush. When you very first get your brush, it's gonna be stiff. When you take off the top part that it comes in, you're gonna fling it and get all the little dusties out. And then you're gonna soak it in some acetone and just get everything out of that. And if you get acrylic kind of stuck inside, just let your brush soak. Do not forget about your brush because you do not want it to bend. You want to have a flat, nice brush. So you're going to soak it, and then you're going to get one of your cuticle pushers, which I'm going to get. This is just for my client, so I don't want to get another new one out. So you're just going to soak it, take it on your paper towel, and just kind of pull out whatever's sticking in there. It's just cleaning the bristles out. Flatten your brush. Keep it in the nice shape that it kind of comes in. And then I'm going to get my monomer. And then I'm going to re-lubricate it. Get all those brushes rehydrated again because acetone obviously strips everything. Now I have a good friend that is coming in to get her nails done. And she's going to be my person that I do for today. So, she doesn't know that though yet. But it's okay, because I'm going to take everything out of the video, all of our voice when we're talking and everything. Oh, and then you need a drill.